Welcome to part 4 of our look into what happened to the cars from the 2003 Gaydon Motor Museum auction, where they sold off nearly 70 less significant exhibits. This time we're going to see what we can do about lots 37 to 47. So let's hop over to voiceover mode and see what we found out.
Okay, first up we've got lot 37. Now this was the last off the line of the Rover 200 SD3 series. It was a Vitesse model and it sold for 4,140. Now without a number plate, obviously this can be difficult to track down, but I have. And it's currently for sale on Dutch Auto Trader for €10,000. So I guess that's about £8,800. And interestingly, when you look at the number plates, it says the Hootkamp collection. And when I looked them up, they are a very top end, as you can see, dealer trader of some form over there. And apparently originally they started as an MG Rover dealer. So perhaps that's the reason they purchased that car. Lot 38 was another of these cutaway cars. This was a 1975 Morris Marina. This sold for just £632. Now again, without a plate, these are very difficult to track down, but thanks to the Facebook page of the Marina and ITAL register, there was a post, and that was just at the end of 2023, where Ben Clayton said he recalled it being sold to a publican who had it on display, but apparently that was some time ago. But after that, I've got nothing on it, I'm afraid. Lot 39 was a 1990 Rover Metro GTI that was part of Project Pride. Now this sold at the auction for £2,415. Now Project Pride was where a load of volunteers from the Rover factory got together to break some long established records, mainly long distance ones, up to 24 hours on average speed. Now this car's gone remarkably quiet. It looks, according to DVLA records, it was only taxed for the period while it was being used to crack these records back in 1990. However, a logbook has been issued in 2014, so there's a fair chance that's around somewhere. And apparently this was quite a highly tuned car, so maybe someone's just using it on the track. Now lot 40 was a 1989 Mini 30 limited edition with just 28 miles on the clock. This sold for £9,200. It was unregistered, and that's exactly where we hit a brick wall. I've done lots of searching on the internet to see if I could find this one. I found lots of Mini 30s in this colour, but I can't get the registration number to tie up to that chassis number. So if anyone can help us on that one, please do drop a comment below. Lot 41 was a 1990 MG Metro. This was the last of the line cars. It was end of the first series of Metros, and this has done just 384 miles and sold for £4,600. And then it came up for sale again with Bonhams and again at Gaydon, and this time it sold for £3,300 in 2006, having recorded just another 9 miles. Now, if we look on DVLA, interestingly, it shows it being as untaxed since the middle of 1991, and the last MOT expired in 2011. So you have suspicions this car has disappeared, but there is a logbook issued in the back end of 2023. Bit of internet digging, I found this picture on the MX5 forum showing it alive and well in the museum, and it turns out that museum is the Great British Car Journey. And there it is, you can see it pictured in the background. So that one appears to be very much alive and well. Lot 42 was a 1932 Rover 10 Nizam Roadster. Now this sold for £8,280 at the museum auction. Had been restored all the way back in 1964. Last MOT ran out in 85, so it needed a little bit of work. And unfortunately, I can find very little on this car. It's very much alive and well on DVLA and is actually taxed into 2025. Last logbook was issued just over 10 years ago. And interestingly, dig into the MOT history, and between 2008 and 2012, it was being put through MOT tests. Not doing a lot of miles, but that one does appear to be still alive and well. Lot 43 was a 1987 Land Rover 90 rolling chassis, and this sold for £2,990 at the auction. Been chromed and painted up for show purposes. Now, without a registration number, chassis number or anything, I can find nothing on this car. I would have a deeping suspicion if it's not on display, somebody probably took this as an opportunity for a cheap replacement running gear and chassis for their existing Land Rover. Lot 44 was a 1927 Austin 7 top hat saloon. Now this sold for $12,880 at the museum auction. Now this car had a bit of exposure before. It was on the front cover of Automobile magazine, as we can see there. And a couple of years later, in 2005, it reappeared for a Bonhams auction at Bewley, the National Motor Museum. And this time, it sold for just £8,740. Now, after this auction, I found a few pictures of it online. There's a picture here by Low Speed, who said it was Bewley in 05 or 07. But looking at the background, I don't think that's Bewley. Now, somebody might be able to correct that for me, but I'm familiar with Bewley, and that doesn't look like Bewley to me. And then in 2011, Flickr user TechnicoPic, he's posted a picture of it as well, but unfortunately doesn't give us a location. Now, hopping on to DVLA, we can see that the vehicle is still taxed, so looks like that one is alive and well. We just haven't got anything on it particularly recently. Lot 45 was a 1954 Land Rover State Royal Review vehicle. Now this sold at the auction for £12,650. Now as a royal vehicle, this is not registered, and apparently it's not exactly a royal vehicle because it's painted blue rather than claret, which was the official colour of vehicles of this type. Unfortunately, without a registration number, chassis number or anything like that, I really struggled on this one, so if anyone knows where it is, please do give us a shout. Lot 46 was a 1993 Rover 220 Coupe, better known as the TomCat, and it sold for $4,830. Now this is quite a special car because it was being used to set various speed records, including averaging over 138 miles an hour for 24 hours, but unfortunately came unregistered. Now, this was known as the TomCat affair, these record-breaking attempts, and 30 years later, Millbrook Proving Ground was the host for a reunion on this, and one of the original cars owned by Peter Collins for 20 years, he'd recommissioned it, and there it is. So looking in pretty good health there, and also we can see it on the track with a road-going TomCat there, so that one's very much alive and well. The last lot of this episode is number 47. This was a 95 Mini 1.3i. Now this was actually withdrawn from the auction, so there's no sale value. And the significance of this car, it was guest of honour at Auto Car Magazine's dinner, where they announced the Mini had been judged Car of the Century. Now, being withdrawn, it may well be it's still in the museum's hands. I've had a big dig around to see if I can find it anywhere else, and I can't. So if anyone knows its location, please do give us a comment underneath. And in the meantime, if you want to see other episodes on this series, please have a look at the playlist. I hope you've enjoyed looking through these lots with me, and if you have, please give that subscribe button a click because we've got lots more coming along for you in the future.